Still in her blue gym suit, will finally lean over, perhaps 12 years old.
Once upon a time, Harry found a cave in the country. Seeing what a nice cave it was, and thinking it was a better place to live than his house in the city, he decided to stay there. One day, his mother wondered what had happened to Harry, and got the other women in their neighborhood to help her look for him. When they found him in his cave, they asked him to come home. But he said he liked it there and would not come home. So they killed him. It is the end.
suchly as if they had bitten up through the earth in a cold, turning moon hard and indicative of righteousness, just standing there grinning coldly at each other, striving to manufacture a feeling of the other's presence within themselves.
Tried one.
There is a shower for someone else next week.
Not very special. Yes, but there's evil.
A tune made to rub flesh from fleshy lobes, one small breath.
I thought it was too short.
In the room was a table. On the table was a vinyl plastic tablecloth.
There can only be noise between us, lift, and the odd snowshoe and very little bloody else.
Flash of wild squeal of 8 million discs turning over.
Once upon a time, once upon a time, once upon a time, Fred walked out past the city. "What are you doing here?" a woman asked. "Just walking." And he walked out past even the suburbs. But her baby was crying and she went in again. And the cow said to him, "What you doing here?" "Just walking." But the farmer bellowed from the barn and the cow went to tend him. And when Fred was a long way from the city, a long way from the suburbs, a long way into the country, he found a cave. He went into the cave and made talk with Echo, just walking. And in the cave were no puppy dogs, but he found some guns. And he walked back to the city. He didn't tell anyone about the guns, neither the cow nor the farmer, the child nor the woman with the towel on her head. He didn't tell them about the guns. But when he got back to the city, he told one friend about the guns. And that one friend told another man who was out of a job. And pretty soon there were quite a few men who knew about the guns, who didn't have anything to do but walk. These men had done a lot of walking, but had not walked as far as Fred. So Fred said to them, "Let's go get them guns and do some hunting." So all the men walked out of the city, past the suburbs, and far into the country. They didn't say very much to the child or the woman with the apron or the cow with the farmer. They walked right out to where the cave was, made a little talk with Echo, made themselves some soup, and got the guns. "What shall we hunt?" said one man. "What shall we hunt?" And all the men gathered around Fred, for it was he who found the guns. After a while, Fred said they would hunt the city and the suburbs and perhaps a few farmers, as there were very few pigs left. Charlie took the guns and said that that was a very good idea. And Echo said that that was a very good idea. They were glad they had said very little to all the people on their way. And they left for the city. But when they got to the city, the people there killed them, and they died. The story has been told. It is ended. It is the end. Once upon a time, Charlie was walking in the country and he found a cave. In the cave, where it was damp and cool, out of the hot sun, he set about making himself some soup. While he was looking for some twigs and leaves to start the fire, he found some guns. "What is this?" he said. He took a gun and decided instead of soup, he would have some pig for supper. But he hunted and couldn't find any pigs. Although it was late and the moon sat in her throne, he started back for the city to ask his friends where all the pigs were. When he got back to the city, his friends laughed at him and said there were not any pigs left. He was very hungry because he had had no pig or no soup for supper. His friends laughed at him, so he ate them, and they died. The story has been told. It is ended. It is the end.
A girl I know, even quite well, had a child, and well, she had a child, a boy, and well, what am I to do about it?
3, 4, 5. In the room was a table. Around the table were 5 vinyl plastic kitchen chairs. On the table was a plastic tablecloth. On the tablecloth were pictures of birds. There was nothing else on the table. Yellow and red birds. There was no sound in the room, only the sound of the engines that made the table work. They never stopped.
When the lid finally came down, goes up or down, how you look at it. There are no human voices reach us. A lonely Yugoslavian reported in the newspaper, lighting fire to things and wanting to go home. A razor, a few personal effects, and a light windbreaker. Man name of Morelli at the moment of electrocution, Chicago, November 26,
More, please. More. More, please. Stop.
That was last year. When I get up in the morning, I tell my wife to get up. She doesn't get up.
Asked to kick your own or somebody else's, I would dream the story of your own years do well. Or I like what I think about it. Or I think I know. I like to think I like it. Or time under the maple tree, in the tent at that place, in the hot, with tall girl from up the hill, for her age.